Hello and welcome to United Bloodline. I'm Danny.
I'm Mike.
He's me dad.
This is my son.
And we're here to talk all things United. Now, Dad, we've just watched the game.
Yeah.
Abysmal. United.
Lost for words, Danny, mate.
Yeah. It's hard to come out here and do a video when there's no words for it. You sat there watching it and you've said all the words a million times before, because before the couple games that we won, Burnley and Palace, which we'll touch on briefly, we've just gone and lost again. So when you think you're gaining a bit of momentum, I was actually excited for today. I thought, you know what, one against Burnley, one against Palace in the week, let's start to get a bit of momentum going. And it's just gone the opposite direction. 1-0 defeat at home, absolutely abysmal.
I mean, after watching United midweek, it was a nice win.
Yeah.
And then obviously today, I look at United, same old United, come out the traps, played a lot of pressure, big possession of the ball.
Yeah.
But in that last third, just ran out of ideas.
Literally. You look at United, we had something like 700 odd passes. 700 passes. To Crystal Palace, over 200 passes. Right? Done over 500 more passes than them. Means nothing. Then we've had 4 shots on target to Palace's 2. 4 shots at home. Just years ago, Dad, that wouldn't have even been a thing. It just never would have been a thing. Don't get me wrong, it's been a strange day in the Premier League. Man City getting beat there at Wolves. But besides that, freakish things happen. It's the Premier League and it's football. But United just are not there on the front. They're not scoring.
Yeah, it's correct. I thought Hoyland was a bit unlucky there. I mean, it was a ball kicked off the line. That's the difference. You need that little bit of luck. Had it gone in, different game.
Yeah, of course. I mean, in the second half, United did have a couple chances there. Garnacho, I believe, when I watched it, I think it was him, whizzed it across that line. How it didn't deflect in, I don't actually know. But couple chances here and there, but nothing in the back of the net. Hoyland with a header that possibly, Mason Mount maybe with a header there as well, but it hit his shoulder. They're just not clinical. So your leaking defence, is letting goals in, and then your attack can't possibly even make up for it anyway. So, the fact we're conceding goals the way we still are, and we're not scoring on the other end, this season's going to be, it's not going to be no fun.
Well, I'll be honest, if we qualify for Europe, I can't see us getting in top 4 at the moment.
No.
I mean, obviously there's players coming back from injury, but I don't think, to me, it's just not. It's not good enough.
It's not clicking. It's not happening. And we all, and a lot of United fans ourselves as well, we're all kind of excited for Amrabat coming in, and he played well actually against Palace in the Carabao Cup. He should have been sent off today, to be honest. But we were excited by that. Varane coming back, Mount coming back, but it's not really changed anything. Same old United. And obviously there's going to be the Erik ten Hag get sacked brigade. I don't think any real United fan is really pushing. Yes, he's doing things wrong. He makes mistakes and maybe he could do different things, but all you're doing with that is papering over the cracks. If you let him go, you're papering over the cracks. And yeah, you'll get a new manager come in, you might get a bit of kickback and you get a good result here and there. But that's not long term. That's not going to bring United back.
Well, it's a bit like a big book, really. The match days to me is just a page in the book.
Yeah.
The problems are far greater than match day, and I keep repeating myself. You think that it comes back to the owners, comes back to directors, it comes back to picking players, the recruitment.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, why this is still the same saga, then nothing's going to change.
That's it. You're only as good as the leaders at the top, and the way United have played on the pitch today, but not only today, over the duration of the past 10 years. If you look at it, the way United have played on the pitch has been representation of what the ownership's been like at the top, right? Sir Alex Ferguson, David Gill, they did a great job of papering over the cracks. They did very well and were able to win a lot of things. But now, for the past 10 years, it's been an absolute disaster.
I think that's true, Danny, really. I think Glazer has been involved with the club for 20 years, basically. The first 10 was great, but now we're getting found out.
Yeah, you're seeing the real United.
And I think until this is addressed, we're going to have nothing positive to be, we might get the odd game here and there, but this season, to me, is going to fizzle out.
Yeah, and it's looking that way already. I was looking at the league before. City didn't win today, thankfully, but we're still, I think, 9 points away. 9 points adrift at this start. 7 games into the season, and you're 9 points off the top of the table. It's just absolute shambolic. Never mind if they won today. Then you're looking at 12 points. 12 points, imagine that. Manchester United. But there's no God-given right for Manchester United because of who we are to be at the top. There isn't. As long as it's still got its commercial viability for the owners, they don't want to go anywhere, and they want to milk it dry until they get everything out of it. And United are never going to perform on the pitch until the club is ran from the top to the bottom the right way.
I think Danny's right when he says he's talks straight to the point. Probably speaks what most Manchester United fans think. I like to think, I'm a bit older, I like to be more optimistic about the whole future for United, but even I've got me doubts at the moment, and it's sad to say that, really. I know we're going to be sitting here and talking about some great games. I think we've got a lot of talent in the team, with a lot of young blood as well. Hopefully see a few of the old faces back in the team from injury. And we might stable the ship a bit.
Yeah, it's shambolic, and there's not a lot we can actually say here, because everyone who watches this, every other fan is probably thinking somewhat the same, and it's more just frustration. I feel like I'm being punished from when I was younger. I was brought up in the successful era of Manchester United. Obviously, you saw more turbulent times, but I was brought up in the first of all the success. So seeing all that and then come into this phase now, it's like I'm being punished for all the success that I saw in the early days.
Well, when you look at the pitch today playing, it doesn't seem to be a real identity to the team at the moment. No. I mean, what is the answer? I don't think it's getting rid of the manager is not the answer.
It's not, because it's like you're a product of your environment. So if you were working in an environment where the people at the top ultimately just do not care, then it's going to drip feed down. Doesn't matter how much Ten Hag tries to change things, and he's got the ongoing mess with people like Sancho's an absolute disgrace to football and himself. The fact that he gets paid stupid amounts of money, gets to do something he damn right loves, and he's acting like an absolute clown, to be honest, is pathetic. And there's just a few players in that team that just lack any real understanding of the situation they're in. They're professional footballers. They get to do what they do because they love it and enjoy it and get paid stupid amounts, and all they've got to do is turn up on a pitch and play freaking football.
Well, I think that when you look at fortunately Ten Hag, he's come into a situation, and these problems have been there well before he even got there. Yeah. And I don't think this is going to be resolved overnight. I think this issue is a lot bigger. He'll get a lot of flack, make no mistake.
Because he's,
And Man United will be in the headlines again for a lot of the wrong reasons, because there are a lot of media out there want to see United do bad.
Yeah, because it makes good reading for their headlines. United, whether you like it or not, is still the biggest team in the UK and arguably one of the biggest in the world. So it sells papers, it sells articles when United are on the front. People buy into it, and people love it or hate it, depending if you're a fan or not. But I just I was gonna say, you will never see the full potential of Ten Hag or any other manager that come into Manchester United. You'll never actually see their full potential until they are backed the right way.
That's correct.
So we are probably only seeing a fraction of Ten Hag and his potential. If you're backed in the right way and he's given every resource, yes, he's been given money. I'm not disputing that, but everything there, he's paid over the odds for players, and he's got toxic players in the environment that he's in. He's got people above him who, are just yes men to the Glazers. So you're never going to see the full potential of Ten Hag, or even if you are one of them that says, I want to sack him, get him out, which I don't agree with, but even if you did and you brought in whoever else it was, Pep Guardiola is seen as one of the greatest managers at the moment. He would not fix this. Neither would Roberto De Zerbi or Jurgen Klopp, because the problem is above the manager, and you would never see the potential of those managers even if they come into United, because the issue is somewhere else. So, I mean, where do we go forward from here, Dad? We've got Galatasaray, should be winning, but you know what? I'm not even angry. I don't really have any words.
I think the cup games could be good, really. It takes the pressure off. Obviously, the league form at the moment is very hit and miss. But the cup games, I think United tend to be a good cup game in cup matches. So I'm optimistic that we can get a couple of good results over the next couple of weeks. I mean, this isn't really one of the hardest runs in for us, really.
No.
I mean, obviously got City at the end of the month, and I look forward to that game, really. But there again, I think we can hope still get a few good results between now and then.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see. We've got a Champions League game coming up. That game is a game we need to win.
Must win, yeah.
That is an absolute must win. I believe it's at Old Trafford. I'll have to double check.
Yeah.
But it's at Old Trafford. It's a must win. We lose that game, then I think really, it just gets worse and worse. So we need to bounce back. We need to get the win. But I have no more words to say other than United are still in a mess. The same mess that they were in a few weeks back before they won the 2 games. Before I got a bit excited thinking we might win today. 3-0. Maybe we're on our way back. But actually, I was just wearing my rose-tinted coloured glasses.
Disappointing, really. That should have been a win game today, home.
Should have at home. Yeah.
And unfortunately, we just let ourselves down again.
Yeah. And what's more frustrating? I say the exact same team, but it's the same team in Crystal Palace that we played only a few days ago and won 3-0. Yes, they made changes, so on, but how can you go from winning 3-0, dominating the game, to then getting beat 1-0 and not even scoring? It's just, literally United are like a roller coaster that you don't want to be on. You don't, and it's even worse watching them, because you get a high and then you get a low. You get somewhere in between, and it's just, it all falls apart. So not a good time to be a United fan. That's all I can say. So any final thoughts, Dad, before we leave?
Just
video?
a bad day at the office, unfortunately, today.
Yep.
And there's not much more I can say to that, Danny, because I'm very disappointed by the whole day.
Yeah. And it affects your mood for the rest of the day, getting beat. So anyway, let's leave it there, Dad. Hopefully, in the week ahead that's around the corner, we're going to see a bit more positivity.
Hopefully a bit of success in Europe,
Hopeful thinking, but we'll have it. So I've been Danny from United Bloodline,
and I'm Mike,
and he's me Dad.
And this is me son.